What's up, traders? Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. It is December 6th, 2021. Please go ahead and click the like button on this video. Also subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss any of my videos. Today, as always, we're going to talk about the price action in the indices. We're going to go through the price action in all of these sectors, style factors. We're going to talk about some of my trades for the day. Before we do that, quick disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan and your own risk parameters. Last but certainly not least, do not YOLO your entire account to any one of my trades or anyone's trades for that matter. Let's dive in, team. So box scores for today. After a crazy week last week, a lot of downside action, a lot of volatility, a lot of concern over the Fed, a lot of concern over inflation, we got a relief rally today. S&P 500 as measured by the SPY finished up 1.18%. The NASDAQ QQQ finished up 0.8%. IWM small caps finishing up 2.01%. And the Dow Jones finished up 1.9%. Volatility declined in all of these indices. And volatility, I'd go so far as to say it got crushed. So we'll pull up the VIX chart in a moment. And then in terms of breadth, really strong across the board. We had 86% advancers in the SPY. Weakest breadth was in the NASDAQ with only 78% advancers. Take a look at the Dow. Dogs of the Dow up 93% advancers. That is awesome. Let's check out our heat map. You can see this awesome breadth really shining through. So Apple was up 2.15%. Facebook up 3.6%. Microsoft up. Nvidia and Tesla were laggards. And I think this is emblematic of really what's going on in the market. Nvidia and Tesla were two of the leaders in the bull market, and now they're pretty much like, the laggards as we attempt to come off the bottom and, attempt to rally back after being super oversold. Let's take a look. We're going to go to the headline indices, and then we'll take a look at our sectors and style factors just to see what was really going on under the hood. So this is our above the hood look. My trend model flipped from a -3 all the way to a +1. And take a look here where I actually don't mind this structure anymore. It looks like, look at these huge red candles, a lot of downside action, but you can see we got the vertical action down. And now we're just kind of, looks like we're trying to chop out a bottom. And what's interesting is that we continue to make these higher lows. So I don't think this is the worst thing in the world. We're gonna have to take it day by day and level by level. That's really what we're doing, just taking it day by day, level by level. Take a look. So I have a couple levels delineated here. 4,500 I have marked off, 4,600 as the swing pivot, and then 4,700 as the target. So you can see this was on December 1st. We rejected really hard at around this, monthly value area low. And it was like, we slipped into the abyss. We tested 4,500, but we didn't make any progress below it. Below 4,500, I think that's where we have a real tail event on our hands. And I think all bets are off. But yeah, nonetheless, we bounced off it, had a nice bullish day. Here we rejected 4,600. When we rejected 4,600, we went ahead and we tested again this 4,500 level. But again, we could not make any progress once we hit this level. So now today again, we're testing the upper side. We tested 4,600. We backed off of it, but what was interesting today is that we didn't have like a legit failure at this level. It looks like we just pretty much stopped right below it. If we look at our hourly chart, things actually look pretty good. So we're inside of our weekly value area, which is different. Last week, we cascaded below value. And then once we did, we could never get back inside of it. And we have this downward trend channel on the hourly chart. I have this delineated by this dotted red line. And today we actually broke above that downward trend channel. So looking good on that front. Also in value. And then we also got above the weekly points of control. So at this point, we do have a bullish 80% rule in effect. If that rule triggers and we end up hitting the target, that would be up here at about 46.43.75. That's the top of value. And you can see we have a VPOC up here at 46.79. So overall, I think, today was a pretty good day for the market bulls. I think a lot of the reason why, I talked about this in our pre-market webinar, we have a big catalyst coming up on December 10th, which is the inflation data that's coming out. That inflation data comes out, and it's super hot. That's going to be like, oh my gosh, the Fed is going to taper so hard, so fast, and then we're going to have rate increases. If it comes out, as expected or even slightly under expectations, that could be a great thing for this market given where volatility is. So the way I saw it this morning was, hey, our catalyst is literally like 4 days away, and the market is so lopsided now with everyone being short, the VIX being so elevated, with no catalyst to the upside or downside. This market, the path of least resistance is to the upside. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX came off 11.38%. We're below the 5-day EMA, which we haven't been since we started this trend higher in volatility. So yeah, VIX is still incredibly elevated. We're at a 26 or 27 handle, 27.18. So it's still no joke, but I do like to see it below this 5-day EMA. And if we take a look at the VVIX, the VVIX really got crushed. You can see also below that 5-day EMA, which is a good thing. So could we be beyond this volatility? Certainly possible. Remains to be seen, but I think, today was a good day. And again, I think it's all about taking it one day at a time, especially when I'm in a +1 market that was just at a -3. So let's take a look real quick. We'll check out these other headline indices. NASDAQ was the laggard today, and I think that was due to Tesla and Nvidia. And you can see we're trying to find support of this 50-day moving average here. On the hourly chart, are we inside value? Yeah, we just made it inside value. So let's take a look at the two laggards within this index, Nvidia and Tesla. Because Nvidia, this has been like the best stock of 2021. Yeah, look at that. That's a good candle. This one I saw earlier, I was like, okay, it's not bad. Nvidia is very weak, but it started coming back pretty much throughout the day. Check this out. If you look at the hourly chart. Yeah, each hour the price, just marching higher throughout the session. So dip buyers were really active in this name today. And we actually closed above the monthly point of control. So I think this looks pretty good. And it's so interesting. Like today really feels like this could have been the bottom. We'll have to see, but I am noticing with a lot of stocks, like, oh, hey, these stocks are reclaiming their prior levels, whatever. So I'm definitely encouraged by what I'm seeing here. And Tesla, because I think at this point everyone has freaked out about the accelerated taper, the rate hikes, etc. So we all know that it's coming. So let's see how things play out. But yeah, Tesla finding support at the 50-day moving average, held the bottom end of the range. To me, this one doesn't really look that great. Yeah, only down 0.59% by the end of the day. Let's take a look at our crypto market. And crypto got very strong after the bell. Let's check this out. Up 3.72% for Bitcoin. Looking good. It looks like this may have been the shakeout that we needed down here to about 41K. Just can't complain. And then Ethereum is up 4.39%. Ethereum has not missed a beat. We've just been in a range, and this is starting to look more and more bullish. If we keep rejecting these lows, at some point it begs the question, are we going to retest the highs? And I think it probably will. So yeah, definitely a much better picture today. Let's take a look at our sectors and style factors. Take a look under the hood. So best performing sectors for today, we had transports did really well. Where are the transports? Yeah, transport's up 2.45% today. A lot of the reopening stocks are looking really good. We'll take a look at a few of those. K-Web, Chinese Internet's up 3.91%. Could it be a dead cat bounce? Certainly could be. But hey, we'll take it. Social media stocks up 2.22%. And home builders, just continue to be strong. They're in our top momentum slot. And the only positive performances on a monthly basis are home builders, semiconductors, utilities, and this XLK technology fund. And then for style factors, best performing style factor was cyclicals, up 2.17%. And then we had value up 1.39%, high beta up 1.89%, our second best performer. So that's a very risk-on configuration. Let's take a look. We'll check out some of my trades for today. Didn't do a whole lot of trading, but you know, had some good trades. This is another thing too, like Airbnb. This was the highlighted setup on our Pristine Capital weekend watch list. So if you're interested in getting that every week, you know, feel free to go to pristinecapital.net and you can go ahead and sign up. But I got long Airbnb very early in the morning at about 9:56 for 169.51. Hit our trigger on our setup. Airbnb, really nice action. You can see, this Omicron variant was such a joke. It's really not even going to impact Airbnb's business model whatsoever. And Airbnb, I think it still has a lot of ground to cover, because this is after they reported their awesome earnings report. They had a huge power earnings gap. And now here we are, we're so much lower just because of the indiscriminate selling due to Omicron. Now we found out Omicron less severe, maybe more infectious, but we can, create a vaccine for Omicron as well. So to me, Airbnb, I think, could make a run at this value area high of about $200. So let's see, holding on to that one. And I also got long this SPY December 10th by December 31st 465 call calendar spread. So basically what I did was I bought the December 31st 465 call and I sold the December 10th 465 call against it. And really what that's doing is I'm taking a bullish bias on the SPY. I'm buying an out of the money call, but I am financing it with another out of the money call expiring December 10th. So the idea is, if the volatility comes out of the market, that vol crush is really going to impact the call that I sold expiring December 10th. So yeah, that one looking good so far. We'll have to see what happens. I do think it's likely that we're going to get a retest of this 20-day moving average. Now we'll have to see what happens from there. But I think sort of buying, this morning, if you were lucky enough to buy yesterday on the lows, I think that's like the easy money has sort of been made. Now I think it's going to get, not necessarily tougher, but yeah, I think that was, pretty much the easy money. Let's take a look here at our options order flow before we wrap. And I am going to do, just a bunch of charting after the bell, because I think there's a lot to go through in terms of charts. I really just want to take a look at everything. So let's take a look at our options races, today's combined flows. Let's see how much we got. Oh my gosh. Look at all this Tesla flow. The bulls are back, baby. No, I don't know. Let's see. I think it was puts and calls for Tesla last I checked. Yeah, $4 billion in flow for Tesla. And pretty much our usual suspects. We have AMD in here. We've got SPY, Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, the Qs. Lucid is in here as well. Let's take a look at some of these. I see Alibaba, the ARK Innovation Fund. Let's see what that one did today. ARK. Yeah, 1.52%. On high volume too, not bad. What else do we got? Alibaba. It was up 10.4%. Not bad. Not bad. Could be worse. Might just be a dead cat bounce. We'll have to see. And what else? Lucid. Yeah, Lucid, look at that. Finished down 5.1%, but pretty much buyers throughout the entire session. Let's take a look here at our flow. Let's see what we got. So Tesla, a mix of puts and calls, just good. Not everyone just binging on calls. SPX, 3,000 strike February calls going up, 2150 calls. So it looks like people are positioning in just very deep in the money calls, not really going for anything too speculative. Do have a few puts going up as well. Let's see SPY. A lot of puts going up in SPY. Out to May, the 450 strike. December 470s. Yeah, so I think this is good. Look at all the puts that went up in SPY. When everyone is really insured for a downturn, especially like right after one just happened, that's definitely a good thing. Because I don't think anyone wants to get wrecked on Friday when that inflation print comes out. So I think it's a good thing that people are buying protection. It just makes the market a bit more stable. Let's see what we got on the call side. 450 strike for January. 460 strike for 2 days from now. 458 strike. Yeah, a lot of these are like super short term. Yeah, not bad. See Nvidia. Because Nvidia was one of the laggards. A mix of puts and calls, not bad. Nvidia definitely looks pretty compelling. So Nvidia is pretty much one of those stocks that it's like, just buy on every dip. Like, come on, just buy it. And I think that's how institutions kind of look at it as well. Neo mixed action. And then look at this in the VIX. A lot of VIX calls going up right after a huge vol event. So again, I think this is a good stabilizer for the market. So yeah, I think it's going to be a super interesting week. You know, it always is. But I think what's really cool about this upcoming week, oh, look at that Airbnb, let's go. Ton of flow going up for Airbnb. I think what's interesting is, you know, we do have our big catalyst on December 10th. When the market's waiting for a catalyst, the market can really just bounce around between these different market profile levels. So yeah, right now for the S&P 500, it's gonna be really interesting. Let's see in the after hours what it's doing. Pretty much flat. Yeah, we just tagged 4,600. We rejected off of that. You know, let's see what happens in the next couple days. If we just continue to bounce around this range here between 4,500 and 4,600, or if we can start playing around between this range of 4,600 and 4,700. That being said, hope everyone has an awesome rest of your evening, and I will see you all tomorrow.